Hi, my name is Gabriella Alqueza, and today I will be presenting my alternative assessment project. So for my project, I decided to do a life timeline for students, and this is doable for anywhere between 5th through 12th grade and can be done in either a social studies class or even an English class. I decided to do a timeline because I was inspired by the teacher in the videos that we watched who had the students write their own little storybook about their journey here to America. And I liked how it was very personal, but still very educational for students. And I thought to do a timeline because it is fitting for all students, not just ELLs, and is an opportunity for students to learn something about their other classmates. So for the project, the requirements are pretty simple. I ask that students include a minimum of 5 life events that they think were important to how it has shaped them to be who they are now. And each event should have a picture or image that correlates to that event, either through the setting or through something they received, things like that. And there should also be a 1 to 2 sentence description for each of the events listed with the pictures. And once they finish the timeline, they would have to present it to the class, which is also part of their grade. Tying it into the multiple intelligence portion, it's definitely a great project for people who are visual or kinesthetic learners. I would ask students to physically do this timeline using construction paper and drawing pictures or copying and pasting them from the internet, just so that it's more personal and they can get more creative. And it's especially useful for the younger grades if they aren't ready to be using PowerPoint or any other system on the computer. It's also an interpersonal intelligence kind of project because it is asking students to kind of self-reflect and think about the events in their life that they think are important to them or things that they remember. And because they are asked to present this project, it does tie into the verbal and linguistic intelligence because students have to practice speaking out in front of large groups of people and speaking about information in a very low stakes way since they are just talking about themselves. So for classroom application and for giving ELLs an accommodation, when working on this project, I came up with a few things here. The first thing is to have a visual representation, of the project so that they can see what is being asked of them. And it could be as simple as just having an image of what the timeline should look like or like what the end result should look like. I also came up with the idea of having a fill-in-the-blank script for students who are still learning how to speak English, and I will have an example of what that looks like on the next couple of slides. And also, if students are having trouble thinking about their life events, I would also provide a bulleted list of things that they could include or just options and things to get them thinking about kind of what is being asked of them to be included on their timelines. And also, just to practice speaking, I thought it would be helpful to have students kind of present their timelines in small groups before actually presenting to the small class. So when talking about the visual representation of the timeline, here is just a quick example that I put together of how it might look for a student who is an ELL. It's pretty simple, just having an image and a sentence to kind of describe what that image is and what it's tied to in their life. And then for examples of the fill-in-the-blank script, if they're having trouble kind of speaking to the information, I gave starter sentences here that say, this event is important to me because, or in this event I did this. And the third example is, I went to this place and liked it because so and so. It's just a way of getting students to think of how to form their sentences when they're either presenting it or writing it out physically. And then the bulleted list here on the right is just some quick things to kind of jog students' memories. I listed things here like moving to a new place, school events that they thought was important, or sporting events, any exciting memories that they have, things like that, to kind of get them to see what they should be including in their presentation. And then here is a really blurry picture of my rubric, but again, the grading system is just based on making sure that they include the minimum of those 5 events, having an image and having a description tied to that event, and making sure that they're using the proper grammar, spelling, and punctuation, and also that they present the project to the class in a way that students can understand and appreciate. And that's my project. Thank you so much.